Welcome back, folks. My name is LastNoMeal, and today we're going to be talking about CD Projekt and Cyberpunk 2077. So yesterday, CD Projekt actually posted their earnings report for the first quarter of 2021. This is something I have been waiting for anxiously because I wanted to see what's going on with the company, how much they sell, how much they didn't sell, what are the expectations. And what we learned is that CD Projekt actually missed the market expectations for the first quarter of 2021 by 64.7%, which is a huge downtrend for this company, because before that never happened. And this is actually the first time they were actually hit by this number. So of course that means when it comes to sales, things are not going well. Now, CD Projekt actually didn't give the updated sales numbers for Cyberpunk 2077, which in my opinion is a little bit sus, and they should have done it. I think more openness towards the community and a little bit more honesty would go a long way, but we'll see how that is going to continue further on. But people have been asking how much did it sell, but when you see down 64.7%, that means sales are not going well. So we're going to be going into some of those graphs, and before we do, if you enjoyed this video at the end, please consider liking and subscribing for more content. Now let's jump into it. So first off, I'm not gonna bother you too much with these graphs like expenditures, sales, revenue when it comes to different stuff within the company. I am going to leave a PDF, so if you want to go, dive deeper into those numbers and sales, you can go obviously and do it, but things are not looking well, especially if we go to GOG and we see, for example, this yellow line here. This tells you what happened prior to the release of Cyberpunk 2077, when a lot of people were actually pre-ordering the game and buying the game, and we can see that later on those things fell a lot, which I was kinda expecting, because even then I said, okay, 30 million copies sold, that's prior to release. That's marketing, that's, promises and everything before the game came out. Now it's gonna be interesting to see how well it says later on, which I don't think it's selling well at all, right now, especially with all of these issues, when people know that, especially when you look at the consoles, the game is not running well. When you look at the PC, it still has hiccups and bugs and problems. So obviously once you have that, you're not gonna have new people buying the game. And on top of that, if your game is not present on the PlayStation Network and you cannot buy this digitally, that can create an issue, because let's face it, PlayStation Store is one of the biggest in the world. A lot of people use it. That's a huge market to be present on, but it's also a huge minus if you have been removed from that market. So next thing they actually showed was our commitment to make Cyberpunk 2077 a long-term success. Now this is something we had seen before. This graph is absolutely nothing new. They actually showed the patches they had fixed, implemented into the game, and of course later on in the second half of 2021 they mentioned free DLCs and next-gen editions, coming in that second half of 2021, which includes The Witcher 3 next-gen edition, and hopefully Cyberpunk 2077 next-gen edition, along with multiple patches and updates. As I said before, so far these are just words. Let's see what they actually do, because we have been promised things before in these earnings call and investors calls, so I want to see how actually this thing is going to work on later on. How much is CDPR going to improve Cyberpunk 2077? And people have been saying, why not just abandon the game? Well, no, it shouldn't work that way. You shouldn't think that way, because they have to sell their next game. If they want to return at least a glimpse of the reputation they had from before, then they have to obviously update and fix Cyberpunk 2077, because why bother work on the next game and sell your next game if your previous game is still broken? So of course it's in their interest to fix Cyberpunk 2077 so they could potentially earn money while they're developing their next game, because The Witcher 3 and how successful that game was continuing to sell throughout the years from when it came out, and it was a really good money flow for CDPR to continue working on Cyberpunk 2077. It gave CDPR a lot of money to basically focus on marketing, to focus on Cyberpunk 2077. So once that cash flow has been now decimated, that can create potential problems for later. Now, obviously, they did make money from Cyberpunk 2077, so I mean, they're not really like losing a lot of money, but still, for the future, this can be a huge problem. But that's basically what we know about these patches and what's been, going on so far. And that's why I also hope that the next gen edition of Cyberpunk 2077 is running well, because imagine if the same thing happens with the next gen edition, that it's not like working well, that it has bugs and glitches and low frame rate. That would be a huge, colossal problem for CDPR, because it happened again. So I do hope that next gen edition is actually working like really well. Next thing, we have Cyberpunk 2077 stability improvement chart showing crash rate. As we can see right now, we are in the consolidation phase. We are using hotfix 1.22 as resistance, and if we do break the resistance, we are gonna go to all-time highs. Sorry, too much crypto. I'm kidding. People have been asking what are these graphs and why are they showing this? So basically, developers sometimes have to show like what is the crash rate on their game and how lower or higher this crash rate was after patches. That means how much are you improving the game. And some stores, some, like for example PlayStation Store, they kind of need this graph to determine, okay, like, is the game now running well? Is the game going to crash every 5 minutes? And we can see here that after almost every patch, we had a huge spike in crash rate, and it has been going down obviously, but we don't know like if the next patch is going to fix that or ruin that. And people have been also asking like, where are the updates, where are the patches? To be honest, I would rather have CDPR take their time with these updates, because what you don't want to happen is them rushing these patches and updates out, because that can create more problems, more crashes, more instability, and what do you get? You get more people dunking on you. So what's important is that, in my opinion, they should just take it slow with these patches and updates. I know it hurts their sales, but they found themselves in this situation. And it's better now to focus on, releasing patches which actually fix the game properly and don't create more issues, because that's just gonna hurt you down the line. But if those patches work and things improve, that can potentially help you further down the line. So of course the crash rate has been going down, but we shall see how that thing is going to go. What you can tell me down below in the comments, do you still have crashes, and what platform are you playing Cyberpunk on? And also they said that in 2022 they're gonna be developing, their next project, which of course is The Witcher. People said, oh, it's not The Witcher, then what else? They have The Witcher and Cyberpunk IP under them. Obviously, Cyberpunk IP has problems. The Witcher, so far is a safe IP. It doesn't have any controversies and everything. So their next Witcher game, oh boy, has to be good. Otherwise, they're gonna be in a huge actual problem. And basically that's it, what they said. Until we don't get like updated sales of Cyberpunk 2077, I mean, all of these other graphs are pretty much useless for like 95% of the people. But again, I'm gonna leave you all of the links down below so you can check it out and see. But yes, CD Projekt is in problems. They have a lot of issues right now. Their future will determine a lot about this game and how this game is gonna be accepted later on. How the next gen editions are gonna be received and everything. One thing which kind of can serve as a cash injection is obviously The Witcher 3 next gen edition, because I do believe people are gonna be buying that. Also, one thing, that next gen upgrade is not being developed by CD Projekt Red. The Witcher 3 next gen update is being developed by another company, which I believe also worked on the Switch version of The Witcher 3. Meanwhile, the Cyberpunk next gen is being developed within the company itself. So that's the difference when it comes to that. And yeah, this is pretty much it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Tell me down below what you think about everything here. I do believe when it comes to sales and all of that, I think CDPR, or well, the management, the leadership of the company has to be a little bit more honest when it comes to sales, because people know, they know that you know, Cyberpunk is not selling well, but at the same time it's not a huge issue right now, but it can become a huge issue later on, because let's face it, they were counting on this money for the further and later on development. So now I think they have to reorganize that structure a little bit more, and they have been going into this agile work development where you'll have devs, you know, working on The Witcher. They're gonna be going a little bit into Cyberpunk, and then devs from Cyberpunk, you know, are gonna be going into The Witcher development, etc., to kind of give more perspective on, you know, things they implement in the game, because they think that's going to improve their game overall in the future. So yeah, this is LKM signing out. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter and Discord, where we'll continue the discussion further on. And also don't forget to tell me down below what you think about all of this. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This is LKM signing out. I also do have a Patreon page. If you wanted to support the channel in an extra way, you can do it down below. And yeah, huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.